All right, good evening and welcome to the District 228 regular board meeting. Can I get roll call, please?
Mrs. Gleason? Here. Mrs. List? Here. Ms. Lott? Here. Mr. Patterson?
Here.
Ms. Solis? Mr. Whitcomb?
Here.
Mrs. Ressler?
Here, please stand for the pledge, if you're able. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Moving on to agenda item 2, board minute approval. Can I get a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes from July 21st, 2026?
So moved. Second.
Moved by Mr. Whitcomb, second by Mr. Patterson. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
I'm sorry, I mixed that up with Mr. Whitcomb.
Aye.
And then Mr. Patterson?
Aye.
Mrs. Gleason? Aye. Mrs. List? Aye. Ms. Lott? Aye. Mrs. Ressler?
Aye. Item 2.2, can I get a motion to approve the committee of the whole and closed meeting minutes from August 11th, 2026?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Patterson, second by Ms. Gleason. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Patterson?
Aye.
Mrs. Gleason? Aye. Mrs. List? Aye. Ms. Lott? Aye. Mr. Whitcomb?
Aye.
Mrs. Ressler?
Aye. All right, moving on to communications, comments from the public. Do we have any public comments today? All right, if there are no public comments, we will move on to our superintendent's report. Dr. Zakora.
Thank you, Mrs. Ressler. Well, board, last week the storms tried, but they will not keep us from having school. So we were able to get it started on time. I know some are still, in fact, are struggling in that department. So we're there with them in spirit. We do have a few staff members that are still that live out mainly in Northwest Indiana that are having issues. In fact, today our associate principal at OF said he was hearing that he'd still be out for another week. So there are some people still managing, but everybody was there and in attendance and working through those issues. You may hear some later, one that we're dealing with in particular from Kevin later in his report in facilities. But we're up and running. We had school, and we're at the point where fall sports are in full swing as we begin. Even with this Friday is opening night for football. So if you're looking for something fun to do, there'll be at least 2 schools hosting home football games. In fact, we try to be good neighbors, and HF was specifically hit hard with the storms, and we were able to host them to use some of our facilities, including the football field, for them to get back on their feet too. So try to be good community partner as well. Also, with that being said, I thought it'd be good for you to get an idea of enrollment. It is not official. The 10-day enrollment is now 15 days enrollment, so we still are dealing with some late registrations. But for the most part, we're looking at the following enrollment numbers for the 26-27 school year. Oak Forest is currently our largest at 1,275. Bremen just behind them at 1,210. And then Tinley Park at 934 and Hillcrest at 864. Right now, Delta is right around 75. They're still dealing with some registrations as well. So we'll give you, I'll email you the official enrollment after the 15-day drop and everything's cleaned up. But just to give you an idea kind of where we're at. And then, lastly, to get the whole operation going, storms included, just did want to thank the team, buildings, and the cabinet. It's a lot of behind-the-scenes moving parts and operations to get the complex organization up and running, but we were happy to start on time, and we're having a productive week so far. So, thank you.
Thank you. All right, 4.2, our FOIA request.
All right, thank you, Mrs. Ressler. Since the last regular board meeting, we received 12 Freedom of Information Act requests. They are all being processed accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you. Our superintendent's cabinet.
Thank you, Mrs. Ressler. Dr. Ozinski and I are going to focus on academics with you starting next month's Committee of the Whole. So tonight we want to highlight some really great news from the career side. What we are sharing this evening demonstrates not only how we are preparing students for future careers, but also helping to meet local labor market needs in career fields under the POWER Act. In the area of healthcare, our CNA program, as of today, 8 out of our 18 students have passed their state exam. A few of the other students from the group have enrolled in nursing programs that only required the CNA coursework, not necessarily passing the state exam. Our partner Hearts to Heal would like to offer another cohort next spring. So we will be identifying potential students, meeting with them and their families, and getting them situated before the spring term. One of our graduates, who has been employed by a home health agency, was recently conducting a home visit for one of her elderly patients, a single 90-year-old woman. When she rang the door, the woman didn't answer, which was a little strange because she normally comes to the door. She made a log and went home, but it didn't sit right with her. So she and her mom returned back to the home, continued knocking on the door. The mom heard something. They called the paramedics. Paramedics were able to enter the home. They found the woman on the floor and only had a couple of hours left to live. So we are so proud of our student. And I think now she didn't necessarily find her calling in high school, but I think because of this program, she has set herself on a good path. In the area of community health workers, we have 8 district students that participated in summer internships coordinated by Zandria Hare from the Cook County Public Health Department. They were honored at a closing ceremony on July 31st where they showcased their work. Several of these students engaged in an anti-vaping campaign, and soon their video called Ditch the Cloud will be released to the public, and I'll share that to you once it's available. These students have moved on to college, and we hope to see their continued contribution to the profession. We are also continuing our partnership with Zandria this spring with another cohort of community health workers. In the area of college and career pathway endorsements, this year 2 students earned their welding endorsement and 4 students earned the new marketing endorsement that was approved by the state. In the area of manufacturing, this spring we had a new pilot with Donson Machine and ALSIP with 2 of our students from Bremen. One of our Bremen students was hired on full-time after the internship. He came back to Bremen to share how happy he was, not only about the program, but about what he's learning. He's actually making parts for SpaceX right now, and he is enrolled in school part-time. Our other partner, MyJack, is looking to expand their internship offerings to a second group of students, so we will be working with them to identify students that want to go directly into manufacturing. This fall, we're going to be applying for 2 new pathway endorsements with the state of Illinois in the area of culinary management and law and public safety. This will bring our total pathway endorsements up to 7, and we were required to have 3 by 2030. We have 7 students slated this spring for our first law and public safety workforce placement experience. 6 of these students want to go into some form of law, so their teacher, Mr. Galati, wants the students to understand the entire legal system from when from when a person gets arrested all the way through when they appear in court. Their workplace experience will be a combination of partnering with Midlothian Police Department, as well as setting up experiences at the Markham and Bridgeview courthouses. So they'll have an opportunity to see all the different bond court, et cetera, all the different facets of the legal system. One of the students actually wants to be a paralegal. So we have a phenomenal opportunity right now. We are partnering with the Illinois Paralegals Association. They have identified a couple of law firms that will be able to show the diversity of the field, everything from corporate law, civil litigations, personal injury, as well as exposing the student to how lawyers and paralegals collaborate. We are also partnering with South Suburban College to help the student begin her paralegal studies. One of the things that the students have to do is they have to complete 3 prerequisite courses before applying to the program. And that is Introduction to Paralegalism and Introduction to Business Law, along with Advanced Comp. Our student is actually enrolled in our Advanced Comp class for dual credit, and she'll be taking her first course, Introduction to Business Law, this fall. When this is successful, this will be an amazing avenue for our students. As of right now, we have another 14 students that are interested in being a paralegal. So if this works out well, this will be a great pathway for them, not only to complete the coursework, but they have to have a resume, so the workplace experience will give her all the skills and background she needs for her resume, as well as letters of recommendation to apply to the college. The last little highlight I want to share with you, while I have not seen the official dashboard from the state, we heard yesterday that District 228 is ranked number 6 in the entire state for the number of students earning an industry credential. We will continue moving forward with our college and career ready indicators and find new opportunities for our students to earn credentials. Thank you.
Board, as I give you the update for the operations and technology departments for the school district, I want to start with what success looks like. The goal is that our end users, teachers, students, and staff are not aware of most of the work that we do to get ready. It just works or is able to get working quickly. Our tech department team has responded to over 190 help tickets in the 4 days since school started, as well as over 1,000 quick questions that I've been asked in the hallways. That we have been asked as well. The district got 1,200 new student iPads, got the students logged into their accounts in Google Classrooms, ebooks, and 35 other rostered and teaching and learning products. The goal is that our students are welcomed by a prepared, welcoming, and easy to adapt to system. In addition, we validated security systems. We have worked with many parents and students to communicate new bus stops that prioritize safety and bringing time on the school bus for students down. And also getting our kitchens, POS systems, and all things food related ready for the first day of school. It truly takes a village, but the systems that we have built with your support are working well.
At Tinley Park High School, we replaced all 3 rooftop units serving the cafeteria. These units had exceeded their expected useful life, and the new ones will provide improved reliability and efficiency for the cafeteria space. Hillcrest High School had a new scoreboard installed at their turf field last week. The existing scoreboard had numerous failing lights, and the cost to replace the necessary components was not reasonable given the age and overall condition of the board. Replacement provided the best long-term solution. During one of our storms over the past month, the first base dugout at Oak Forest High School sustained pretty extensive damage. Our maintenance crews responded quickly and secured the area to ensure it was safe, and we plan on replacing the dugout roof prior to the start of next baseball season. And finally, the South Athletic Fields at Tinley Park High School are currently experiencing significant flooding as a result of the excessive rainfall we had recently. The fields are designed to drain through an underground piping system that leads to a dewatering pump at the far southeast end of the property. Unfortunately, that pump is currently out of service, and the amount of water on the property has prevented us from accessing it. In the meantime, our maintenance staff has been operating a gas-powered dewatering pump that's been continuously running throughout the day to help remove the excessive water. But due to the significant volume of water, that process has been much slower than we would like. We will be adding a second gas-powered pump to increase our dewatering capacity, and we've also reached out to the Village Public Works Department for them to offer assistance in getting our fields back to playing condition. So they were out earlier today, about 3:30. They came out. They said that they had extra pumps for us, and they'll be installing those this evening.
Good evening, Board. From the Special Education Department, first and foremost, we're super happy to welcome our students back into our buildings. Our team is focused on ensuring a positive and well-supported transition for students and families. We've been assisting families with the registration process, with transferring in, with transferring out. We've been reviewing student schedules to confirm that appropriate services and supports are in place, and have been meeting individually with students and families to address any questions before they start and make sure they're ready to go. Additionally, we've been collaborating closely with our transportation provider, program sites, and our families to address any concerns and identify effective solutions and respond to families in a timely manner. Through these proactive and collaborative efforts, we are working to ensure that every student feels welcomed, supported, and ready to learn.
From the finance department, last week the auditors were here doing our fiscal year 26 audit. It went very smoothly. They were only here for about 2 or 3 days. Couple of last minute items, but we're right on track to be done with our audit by the September 15th deadline. They're always very impressed with the way that the district runs things, and Skyward has been an excellent addition to the department, so they've been very complimentary of us on that. Next month will be the public hearing for our budget. I'll do the presentation and then put it for a vote at the September board meeting. So just a lot of annual items coming down the line here.
Good evening. Personnel, student services, just a few announcements. just got through the busiest time in our office in terms of personnel, and happy to say that certified positions all been filled. We had some late resignations and things like that, but each of the buildings were able to make sure that we had certified people in front of our students ready to start the school year. I'd mentioned in the past, paras were an issue, trying to find some paraprofessionals. We only have a few open positions this year remaining, and that was again due to some late resignations, which is a good thing because those people were certified teachers, found a teaching job in a different district, which then caused those openings. So really good shape in terms of personnel. Student services, we have sort of beefed up our induction and mentoring program for our student services personnel. So the first week of August, we had 7 new employees in student services, and basically able to provide a lot of the same type of programming as we do for our new teachers, and then add some things that are more specific to those very specific roles: a counselor, social worker, nurse, those types of positions. And then also with student services, year 2, where we've attempted, and I believe we're really successful in aligning our goals in student services with the building goals, the district goals, the superintendent's goals, all those types of things. We've got some areas of focus for this year with student services. One is the mental health screener that we're going to be running a pilot with this year with all of our junior students, in anticipation of then doing the mental health screener for all students next year as required by state statute. And then increasing our student and especially our parent involvement in School Links, which is in conjunction with Teaching and Learning, our college and career planning platform. So those are a few of the areas of focus for this year. And that's it.
Good evening, board. I am going to. Well, while I figure this out, I did go to all of our municipalities and our feeder districts, and I dropped off activity passes for all of our elected officials within the community, and I hope that you all received your activity passes at the committee meeting last week. So that was really fun. I got to talk to a few people. One of the superintendents actually thought she was my teacher, but she wasn't. She was my sister's teacher, so that was a really fun conversation. But yeah, so I'm going to talk about our website redesign tonight. I'll very briefly just kind of walk through some of the different changes that we've made. Overall, it is still the same website, but we beefed up the aesthetic of it, and we also improved the user experience by adding a few different small buttons that kind of just take people to pages that they frequently visit. So we'll start with the district page. As you can see, we have a whole brand new video. We also have our translation a lot lower on the screen. It used to be much higher up over here, so it's a lot faster. We also offer every single language on our website. And we also took the time to look at heat maps of the website. Over the summer, we had conversations with district level administrators and school level administrators to talk about where people are going on the website, what they're having a hard time finding, as well as looking at heat maps. So we ended up adding 5 buttons, and each web page across the district will have all of these buttons. So registration, employment, calendar, about us, and alumni were the most visited pages for our websites. So we wanted to make those easier to find. So now, as you scroll down the page, the buttons will follow you and you just kind of hover over them. Additionally, instead of it just listing our schools, we now have little graphics to take you to each one of our schools, which is a nice little aesthetic touch. We have quick links here. Our fun facts section. Now as you scroll too, you'll get pictures, which I'll be updating once a month with new, fresh photos of students and staff from across our buildings. And then we go down to our news section, which is much smaller now, but a lot easier to kind of navigate, because before it took up the majority of the page. We have our live feed, which is essentially like a Twitter feed, but for our district page. So everything that we post across our social platforms, we also post for our live feed. So
If you don't have social media, but you kind of want to see what's going on, you can simply just go to our website, and all of our content will also be submitted through the live feed. Our district calendar can be found down here. We have another really cool floating image. And now at the bottom, we also have our schools. So if you didn't see them the first time, you can see them the second time. We also have Delta links down here. All the schools essentially have the same layout, the same buttons, new videos, really nice pictures. And it's just a lot better. It's a lot better of a user experience. I said that super awkwardly, but it's a lot easier to navigate our website now. So our schools all have brand new videos. I'm trying to keep our videos fresh every other month now, so it's a very quick update. So actually a lot of these clips, for example here in this Tinley page, a lot of these clips are actually from the first day of school. So we'll be updating those as we go throughout the year. But same thing, this is a picture from the first day of school. So this is something that we can update regularly to keep our website nice and fresh. Same concept here. Here's our Hillcrest page, our pictures. And we have the option to switch up our website once a year if we wanted to. Completely redesigned. So if you by chance have any things that you'd like to see on our website, I'd love to talk to you and hear what you have to say and see how we can possibly implement those things. But yeah, that's our new website redesign.
Yasmin, can you send the board that video you did of the first day? I know it was a pretty short clip, but just in case they didn't connect to it. I think it's pretty neat. They might enjoy that.
For sure.
Thank you.
That's all.
Thank you. Anyone else from the superintendent's cabinet? All right, that's everybody. Then we'll move on to our principal reports.
I don't know. He told me just don't get too close to it. It's very loud. So good evening, board. Welcome back to the 26-27 school year. Oak Forest High School had a busy summer with a full slate of camps, both athletic and activity focused. I just want to highlight two of those that happened this summer. One of them, our Fresh Start program, which was for incoming freshmen. It was a day of activities filled with get-to-know-you activities, as well as finding their way around the building, finding their lockers, talking about teamwork and bonding with others of the class of 2030, hard to believe. They got their iPads, get that set up, and we had more than 230 of our incoming freshmen attend that over the summer. We also hosted, and we have for many years, a college essay writing workshop. We had almost 30 of our seniors attend that. Those rising seniors spent a week with two of our English teachers thinking about the college application process, creating their personal essays for when the time will come now. Those deadlines are going to happen here pretty quick. We want them to have some applications all out by Halloween is typically what we ask of our students, and that just allowed the students to get a head start on really thinking about the best way to put their foot forward on those personal essays, as well as being able to use those essays then for scholarship opportunities later on in the school year. So those are two of the things that we worked on over the summer. We've already jumped into the school year, of course, had a great opening day with all of our students. We had an open house on Monday of last week. Seems like a month ago, but that was just last week. And then as everyone else, we welcomed the students then on Thursday with the freshmen, had a whole slate of activities for the freshmen the first day, and then welcomed everyone the next day. Our athletic programs are off to a great start. Yesterday, we had our girls golf defeated Argo in our first official athletic event of the year. Hopefully that'll be a trend. And then we have a full slate of competitions, as Dr. Sikora had mentioned, that are starting this week. We have girls tennis on Thursday, boys golf invite on Friday, and then our football team is going to head over to Andrew Friday night. We're excited about the fall season, as well as all of the 26-27 school year. So welcome back.
Hello, everybody. On behalf of the Titans,
Just want to start out with talking about some of our freshman activities that we had. You know, we try to take care of our newbies in the building, and in many different capacities. And starting this summer, we had a freshman enrichment program where students could sign up to partake in some what would be kind of like class-like experiences at Tinley. So they had a science class, they had a family consumer science class. Believe it or not, they had some fun with math. I didn't know that that was always possible, but they did. They got to meet some of their teachers. They got to meet some new friends from different buildings. But we had a great turnout over 3 days. A big thank you to Wendy Bumpus and our teachers for coming out and putting on these mini lessons and getting our kids really connected to school. One thing that continues to remain very popular at Tinley Park High School is our freshman ice cream social. Now, I can't take any credit for that. John McGraw started that many, many, many years ago. But, you know, we probably had, well, we know we had over 150 families come through on ice cream social night. And really, there is no program other than introducing ourselves. We're all dressed in red. We're available around the building. It's an opportunity for families. All families, they bring their brothers and sisters and cousins and friends to walk the building, walk their schedules, and then come back to the cafeteria and have a little bit of ice cream after the fact. We also have some of our coaches in the cafeteria that are looking to fill some of the athletic spots, especially with our freshmen, with our incoming freshmen to fill those rosters. But it just remains a very, very popular way for our families to come and really get a feel for the building. Which led to our freshman only day. Again, another successful opportunity for our freshmen to navigate the building on their own. It's funny to see the freshmen who were there for the ice cream social kind of take the lead and show their friends around a little bit. But those 3 different opportunities really ready our freshmen to walk in that door on that first day when we're in full attendance. Our first day celebration with all of our kids. You know, it really is a celebration, and hats off to our amazing staff members. They dress up in those blow-up costumes. They're waving at the bus. They're waving at the parents. The parents are all recording as they're coming in. You know, the comments that we see on social media, you know, what a fun way to start the day. The band is playing. The cheerleaders are out there. It's really just a celebration to come back to school. And you know what? We want them. Maybe they're not all happy to come back, but we want them to start the day with a smile on their face. And it couldn't be done without all of the kids participating and all of our staff members really going out of their way to make it a special entrance for everybody on their first day. Just released this morning, and I want to give some props to my colleague Jane at Oak Forest as well. So Tinley Park High School and Oak Forest High School are considered, we're distinguished with the best high school rankings by U.S. News and World Report. That is was just announced this morning, so more information will be coming out with regards to that. We're extremely proud of being able to blend together that little bit of celebration, but really getting down to business and getting those academics underway when we get started. And finally, I'm going to go back to our first day with teachers. It was my 20th opening day presentation to teachers, my 20th and final. Nice round number to kind of end on. And I had the amazing opportunity, and this is actually especially directed to Mrs. Gleason, who's here. I had an opportunity over the summer where I just had come across something I made in first grade 50 years ago. I mean, I'm still having a hard time with that, but I found something that I made in first grade, and first of all, it was all about how I loved my first grade teacher. I thought she was pretty, Pritty, and she was nice, and there were hearts, and you could just tell and I remember how much I loved my first grade teacher. Written in there, it said, when I grow up, I want to be like her and I want to be a teacher. Now, I don't remember writing that. I don't remember creating that. But my message to the teachers was never forget that you're always an influence on your kids, even when you don't know that you might be influencing them. So what type of influence do you want to be? And I bring that up tonight, especially because I told Mrs. Shupeck that I would
give a hello to Mrs. Gleason because Mrs. Shupek, her name is actually on the wall over there as she served as a board member for District 228 for 15 years and served as 8 years as the president of the board. And she's still absolutely amazing and had a great message for our teachers on opening day. So from me, this is my last opening day presentation, and a thank you to a member who sat not in this beautiful boardroom, but a thank you to all, and hats off to a great year.
Good evening, board. It is weird to follow two ladies who were personally and especially influenced me. Jane, since I was in high school, and she was my counselor, and Teresa, since she was my first boss. So congratulations. It's an honor to have been working with you guys. I know they're going to their last year, and ending with that nomination and award from Newsweek is pretty awesome. So congrats, ladies. I have passed around just a quick infographic I put together today. I'm trying to lean into AI a little bit this year and see what I can play with. So this is what I came up with today, is I just kind of pulled a couple of students and staff as they were walking the halls just to see what they're most looking forward to, and I wanted to share that all with you. Just to kind of get an idea of where we're at. So far, we have had 2 great days of attendance with our students. Like Dr. Sikora said, we are hovering around 75. Our numbers will certainly change after the 15-day drops and after late registrations because those kids will filter to us. So we are looking forward to having a full Delta Academy program, hopefully by this time next month. But we have been up and running. We started with our best attendance yet to date. So we had a 74% attendance rate the last 2 days. If we did not, I included the students, the 11 students who are waiting on registration. If it were not for them, we would have been at 91.5%. So I'm so excited. We did a lot of work last year with our Come As You Are mantra, and that followed into the communications that we were sending home, both through myself and Paulina Zaragoza, but as well as our teachers. Thank you, Jim, for giving them the Google Voice numbers. They've really kept in touch with our students over the summer to let them know when to come back, really pushing on attendance and being on time. So we are off to a strong start. We had under 5 students that were tardy in the last 2 days as well, which is a huge win for us at the start of the year. I just wanted to let you know that you're going to hear some new names this year. We have added Monique Rogers as our student advocate from the ALAP program. Mr. Towner, thank you so much for advocating for that for us. She is working already on attendance and making phone calls and connecting with students and getting them in. Also, Jasmine Tolbert, who has served with us since we started 9 years ago as a para, has found her space back with us as the official English language arts teacher of Delta Academy. She did flawlessly in her first 2 days. I am quite excited to hear or to share what she's going to be working on with the kids this year. She's got a big push on ACT growth and a big push on just overall student advocacy within themselves. That's a big thing that she has, and she's kind of sharing her stories with students, and I think that her impact is going to be one that you will be excited to hear about throughout the school year. Behind the scenes, I have to give a huge shout out to Paulina Zaragoza and Molly Fahey, as well as Monique Rogers, making lots of phone calls the last 2 days to figure out where some of these kids have been. That proved to improve our attendance today, and also to get some of these students off of our non-registered list so that we can get them up and running, because the more we get up and running and having the expectations followed by now, then when we get our new students in a month, it'll make that transition a little bit more flawless. And outside of that, we are just very excited to be serving students. Thank all of you sitting behind me. The new kids that we have are just absolutely lovely. It's so nice always to see our juniors return as their senior year, just totally changed. One of my young men who has never once been on time ever has been on time and present for the first 2 days and has decided that he is the official leader of Mr. Coffee's room. So if you swing on by, LeBron Johnson is someone to come and check out. He's doing fantastic. We are excited for a great school year, and come on by whenever you would like to come and see what's going on at Delta Academy. Let's go, Hawks.
Good evening, board. It's been a great first week at school at Hillcrest. Kids and staff are very enthusiastic, and there's a great vibe going on in the building. And we've initiated cell phone lockers this year, and those have gone very smoothly as well. Been a big hit with the staff. I did some drop-ins the past couple days, and it seems to be going well. Walk in a room, see cell phones and locked up, out and away, and it's been great. So we're going to continue to do that as well. From a building and ground standpoint, I don't know if you've been able to drive by and see the murals that have been completed this summer. We have one on the front and one on the back closer to the athletic field. So those look great as well. Another great thing is the sidewalks are in. They recently finished, I think they're just about finished pouring them. It's nice to be able to look out the window and see students walking safely. I even saw someone on a scooter going by the other day, so that's been nice. Another thing with building and grounds, Teresa Kelsey and our ecology club just let me know that we're going to be planting 20 more trees around Hillcrest property. We're already in Arboretum, so we're running out of room, but we're gonna get those trees in there. So considering that we probably lost a few in the past couple of weeks, but that's going to look great as well. Speaking of the weather that rolled through last week, little strange occurrence when the sirens went off. There was a line of people in the office to register. So it was fun kind of hanging out in the hallway in the safe zone with the new registrants ready to go. So that was interesting, but luckily we made it through with minimal damage. So that was really good. And last thing I have for you is we'd like to invite you all this Friday for the inaugural Weaver Bowl football game. So it'll be Hillcrest versus Thornwood, and it's the Weavers against the Weavers. So it'll be family war going on. So should be a good time. So that game starts at 7 p.m. But we're excited to be back with the new school year and looking forward to welcoming more students in to the building. And as always, go Hawks.
Good evening, everyone. Before we go to our presentation on behalf of Bremen High School and our Bremen administrative team, and before we spotlight our JROTC Cadet Leadership Challenge from the summer, I'd like to recognize some of our staff and students from the past few months. Last Wednesday, we did our second annual, led by Dr. Azinski, our open house. We had over 125 new families that we welcomed home. It was a great way for them to be able, very similar to Tinley, walk the building, get a familiarity with the building, get to meet our staff. I've gotten to that point now in my life where a lot of these students that are coming back are now parents of students that I had, which just shows 22 years of being at Bremen High School. Next Friday, if you didn't know, we'll be honoring Carrie Larson for her 30-plus years of service to Bremen High School. It's going to be a big night for us, not only to recognize her in the years of service for her, but it's special for her family as well because we'll be hosting Joliet Central, and her actual nephew is the head coach at Joliet Central, which will be a great family kind of bonding experience for both our staff as well as the Larson family. During that time, right before it, we're going to be hosting our third annual Back to School Bash. It is a great event for our students. We have a lot of inflatables, carnival games, working with local vendors, all of our activity sponsors. It's a great time for our students to be able to come in. Last year, we had roughly about 550 students of our population come out. So we're going into our third. That's led by Ryan Blackwell and all of our activity sponsors. So if you do have time after school, we're going to be hosting that event up to the start of our kickoff, which is at 6 o'clock. Couple Fridays ago, I had the privilege, as well as with Mr. Patterson and Mr. Grant from Tinley Park, to able to attend our 2026 Cook County Public Health Student Internship Ceremony. To hear the rave reviews from the directors of it, not only of our Bremen students, but of our district students, was amazing. A lot of our students have transitioned going on to college in our local universities, but to hear just the great things and the partnership that we're doing with them, kudos to Ms. Renee Mack and Dr. Williams to be able to get that. They love our partnership. They love having our students, and our students are able to serve our communities in a lot of different capacities in the public health sector. This one's kind of near and dear to my heart. We have one of our current sophomore students, Mohammed Alibev. If you don't know, he was one of our students that came to us last year at the end of August. Came from the capital city of Baku, which is in more or less the country of Azerbaijan. Pardon if I didn't announce it correctly. What's that? What what Yasmin said. And just, if you don't know where it's at, to the north of it is Russia, to the south is Iran, to the west is Armenia. He came knowing very little English and speaking primarily Russian. And seeing Muhammad every day and just hearing him, talk about his experience. Few of us in this room got an email from the summer. I'm going to read you the email. It says, "Dear school administration, I'm writing to inform you that I became the gold medal champion at the U.S. Open International Judo Tournament last week in Fort Lauderdale, earning first place in my weight division and belt category." Continues to go on and say, "Colonel Prescott and First Sergeant Stritt, during JROTC training, you instructed students to set a goal to achieve over the summer break. This was my goal, and I'm proud to have achieved it. I hope this accomplishment will be a source of pride for our school and will inspire other students to pursue excellence through hard work, determination, and perseverance. Thank you for your continued support and encouragement." Getting those types of emails, especially during the summer months, is eye-opening, and it's just kudos to the staff, not only in our district but at Bremen High School, and for those individuals that truly are making a lasting impact in our students' lives. At this time, I will hand it over to First Sergeant Stritt and Colonel Prescott from our JRTC program.
Good evening. Yeah, take your notes back. All right. I'm Colonel Prescott. I'm your senior Army instructor, okay? I am here as a representative of 228, okay? Even though we are second year and coming, all right? First year was phenomenal, okay? We did a great job. And we couldn't have done it alone. We had all of you for your support. Being a voice, being visible out there, and just helping us grow. And as far as growing goes, yeah, we've gone from 60. I think we're going to hit 120 this year, and the goal is 150 and above. So again, that's attainable and to do. We can do it. So we continue to teach, mold, guide, and shape the cadets. And Muhammad was just one of the success stories that we as a District 228 are doing for the cadets in our area. We're proud to be a part of your team. We're proud to be here. We want to grow with you. So please join us again for a second year and make this thing grow. So we do have a little presentation here, so I'll go through that and see which one you pushing here. The arrow? There we go. The arrow works. All right, JROTC. All right, gives cadets hands-on leadership experience outside the classroom through physical challenges, teamwork, and problem solving. All right, the three tiers below there is leadership, teamwork, and confidence. Okay, so we try to build that, just not us, but the cadets, and putting them in leadership positions so they can mentor their own peers and their cadets itself. So this summer we had a junior a camp. JCLC stands for Junior or JROTC Leadership Camp. So we had this for 5 days, all right, and we had 5 cadets go. Unfortunately, they could not make it today. We'd asked them. But to highlight what that is, and we'll show you a schedule of how in-depth that training was, is that they did a phenomenal job. These are future leaders, just not in the school, but as far as creating an opportunity for all our cadets and the students, post-high school success. So that's what we're going to do there. Here's I think the next one is if you can see it, you can see the camp schedule itself.
So I like talking this one because many years ago I was a drill sergeant. That schedule is the basic train. I mean, that is what they do in basic training. Now, I was a platoon TAC, so I was assigned to a platoon of 40 cadets, and I was basically their drill sergeant, but I was a lot nicer. So my job was to wake them up, make sure they, made their beds, and they cleaned up their bunk area, brought them outside, did PT, brought them back. They did their hygiene, took them to chow, then I took them to training, made sure they were safe, and they had, if they needed to see a medic or something because they had blisters. I did all that stuff. Same thing a drill sergeant does. So it was a very long day, 5 a.m. to 2100 at night. It was really cool to see because they wanted to be the best at everything. So, they were getting up at like 4:30 to clean before they even had to get up because they wanted to make sure everything looked good, right? So it was a really cool experience. Really cool. So I want to talk to that.
Yeah, no, it's fine. And the neat thing is that, as you can see on the picture at the bottom left, we had like 4 or 5 companies, all right, and they all competed against each other, okay? And phenomenal in what they did. And I think the next picture shows you some of our cadets and the certificates they got for their achievements. On the right side there, rappel tower, all right, that's the open rappel tower, and there's another one with the wall. Phenomenal opportunity for cadets to look past their fears and go down it with their peers and everything else. So phenomenal time for them. It was great to see a lot of cadets stand up and made things happen. So this was phenomenal. If they could do this, they were able to, success at post-high school. I think the next one is, yes, all right. So another story. So you can see how tall that thing is in the cadet from the left.
So we saw cadets. I was on we call it the baby tower, and it's a practice tower before they go to the big one, and it's like 12 feet tall, and it's really sloped, so you can't like fall off of it. I saw cadets in tears, some of ours as well, in tears on that 12-foot tower, but they still overcame that fear. They went down the tower, and they went straight over to that 40-foot tower, which is pretty cool to see. So saw a lot of that.
It was a phenomenal day. All right, and here's a final picture. The 5 cadets, and you can see all the certificates they got, okay? That is over a period of just, 5 days, and each one of them did a phenomenal job. So kudos to them, kudos to all of you, putting them in a position and supporting them. So we're gonna grow this next year, and we're gonna make things happen, so thanks for your support. Any questions of me? All right, I don't know what principals follow me. All right. Nobody, okay, all right. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. Thank you for all the presentations. Moving on to agenda item 4.5, board members. Any board member reports? No? All right, if there are no board member reports, we'll move on to new business. Item 5.1, Dr. Morrison.
Item 5.1 is the bills, addendum to bills, payroll, and CDS bills. These items are being recommended for a full board approval.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Whitcomb, second by Ms. Gleason. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Whitcomb?
Aye.
Mrs. Gleason?
Aye.
Mrs. List? Aye. Ms. Lot?
Aye.
Mr. Patterson?
Aye.
Mrs. Wrestler?
Aye. Item 5.2.
Item 5.2 is the fiscal year 2027 rates of pay. This item is being recommended for a full board approval.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Mr. Patterson, second by Mr. Whitcomb. Any discussion?
Just a question. The summer rates of pay, that's next summer? Am I reading that correct, or is it this summer?
The summer rates of pay, the $46, that's actually in the teacher contract. So that would be what happens this summer.
It did it, okay. Just- Okay.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Patterson?
Aye.
Mr. Whitcomb?
Aye.
Mrs. Gleason?
Aye.
Mrs. List? Aye. Ms. Lot?
Aye.
Mrs. Wrestler?
Aye. Item 5.3.
Item 5.3 is the Oak Forest PIP number 7 extension.
Can I get a motion for item 5.3? If there is no motion, then there'll be no action, and we'll move on to item 5.4.
Thank you, Mrs. Wrestler. Item 5.4 is the 26-27 revised school calendar. Because the state has not identified the November election as a school holiday, the district would like to revise the calendar to be in session on Tuesday, November 3rd. We'd also like to designate Wednesday, November 4th as a school improvement day. The additional day of student attendance will allow the school year to end one day earlier in May. The final day of school will be Tuesday, May 25th, 2027. A full school calendar has been provided for your reference. The superintendent is recommending the approval of this revised school calendar for full board approval.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Gleason, second by Mr. Patterson. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Gleason?
Aye.
Mr. Patterson?
Aye.
Mrs. List? Aye. Ms. Lot? Aye. Mr. Whitcomb?
Aye.
Mrs. Wrestler?
Aye. Item 5.5, Mr. Towner.
Thank you, Mrs. Dressler. Personnel, resignations, Rex Martin, Deborah Jennings, Brian McEldowney, Wissam Menchemia, Linda Arnold, Musa Joda, Tim Kristen, Judy Gacy. Leave, Caitlin Lyden. Retirement, George Bowles. Employment, Jasmine Colbert, Kevin Hodges, Sherilyn Thomas, Joe Bozeman, Amelia Bresnahan, Sarah Hughes, Christopher O'Farrell, Casey Hughes, Karen Kaminsky, Joseph Chandler, Wendy Candia, Joseph Weedman, Elizabeth Esparza, Aaron Zabrowskis, Kathleen Dercasey, Anna Bedell, and Nick Talon. These items are being recommended for full board approval.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Whitcomb, second by Mr. Patterson. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Whitcomb?
Aye.
Mr. Patterson?
Aye.
Mrs. Gleason?
Aye.
Mrs. List? Aye. Ms. Lot? Aye. Mrs. Wrestler?
Aye. Our announcements are as follow. Our next committee of the whole meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, September 8th at 6:45 PM, and our next regular board meeting is Tuesday, September 15th at 7 PM. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Whitcomb, second by Ms. Gleason. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful evening.